So I've started this new thing where I'm filming in the morning, trying to balance my regular work schedule and the YouTube work schedule a little bit better. My voice sounds a little different. It's because these are the first words I've spoken to anybody today. And I cannot believe that today is the end of July. Gosh, like I feel like I was just thinking about our trip for so long, and then it finally came and went, and I got engaged, and we nailed down a wedding venue yesterday. So wedding planning videos are coming soon, stay tuned. But today I wanted to walk through my July favorites. I took a little poll on Instagram. If you don't follow me, I'll leave my handle right here just to see what y'all would prefer first. I am in this stage where I have a lot of different video ideas, which is exciting, but I just want to be sure that I'm putting up content that you're interested in. But product favorites. This is something that I haven't done in a while. This is a weird grouping of items because you know I'm not just a channel that talks about beauty or travel. It's just kind of like a lifestyle situation, so I'm just going to show you a couple of products I've been using. So the very first product favorite happens to be relatively new to me. I actually ordered this in our rental car while we were sitting in Greece at a gas station. This came from an Instagram ad, and that is very unlike me, but I'd seen these all around. My friend Mary Kat, who we stayed with in New York, had one and had good things to say about it. I knew that I was going to have to replace my loofah when I got home, and so when I saw this I was like, oh, what the heck. Brian even got himself one and their face scrubber. He chose the shade black. I chose the shade yellow, but they actually have several different colors. They have a really nice kind of like dusty blue, they have a light pink, they have a maroon, they have a seafoam green, black, and then yellow. So a little bit about this. These are exfoliating and antimicrobial, and you're thinking, antimicrobial, huh? So if you look up close to this, you can see it's made out of a silicone material, and it does a really good job of distributing and sudsing up your body wash while exfoliating because of these little bitty bristles. It's antimicrobial in that it doesn't collect a whole lot of bacteria, which is awesome, which is definitely a far cry from what a typical loofah could say. Those harbor a ton of bacteria that obviously we can't see to the naked eye. Those need to be replaced a lot more often and cannot be recycled, which brings me to the next point about this. This is actually recyclable and BPA free. This recycles under the code 7. If your local recycling center doesn't accept code 7, you can actually send these back to Bowie and they will recycle them for you. Another cool thing about this is that it sticks to your shower wall. So on one side it has the little bristles, and on the other side it actually has a flat silicone material, and once your shower wall and this gets wet, it can like stick up against it, so you don't even have to hang it on a shower drain or get a separate hook for your loofah or anything. These little holes are for you to put your fingers in, so you just kind of like scrub with it like this. I find that it is a little awkward to get used to at first, but once you get used to it, it works just fine. And you just take it off and you flip it to wash the other side of your body. It also totally works if you just want to hold it without actually putting your fingers through the holes. Oh, and while I was looking for the FAQs about how often you're supposed to replace this, I learned that you actually pronounce this Bowie, not Bowie, my bad. So another neat thing about this is that it actually has a longer life. This, they say that you should replace every 6 months, whereas a typical loofah you need to replace every 2 to 3. So there are obviously a lot of pros to this. I think that it works just like a loofah. You replace it a lot less, which means that you're saving money over time and it's not hurting the environment. So it's just a win-win-win. So I've really enjoyed using this. Okay. I'm going to talk about these two as a pair because these came on my trip with me. Now, my skin, of course, when you travel, it just changes a little bit. I wasn't able to travel with all of my favorite products like my exfoliators and different scrubs that I use every other day and my retinol and all this other stuff. So my skin is obviously better now that I've been at home, but these two things did a really good job of keeping my skin pretty like decent on the road. I also barely wore makeup, so maybe letting my skin breathe was also helping. But this is the Wander Dive-In Moisturizer, and this is the Wander Glow Ahead Face Oil. I kept things super duper simple. In the daytime, I would just wash my face with a cleanser and my Clarisonic sometimes when I was feeling like it, and then I would use this Wander Dive-In Moisturizer, and then I would layer a sunscreen on top, a sunscreen that we're actually going to talk about in a minute. And then at nighttime, I would just wash my face again with the cleanser. I would apply this Glow Ahead face oil, and then I would apply this moisturizer. I could have also used this in the day. In fact, I did a couple of times when I noticed my skin was just really dry. This does sink in really nicely. It doesn't leave your face looking super greasy. You can put the moisturizer on top of it and even like a BB cream, and you're not gonna look like an oil slick on your face. So this is kind of a drier oil that sinks in so easily. This moisturizer, I really love the smell. Again, it sinks into the skin nicely, and that's something that I just look for in products in general. If it's really hard to rub in, or if it's just sitting on top of my skin, I hate that feeling. I hate when it feels like a mask that's gonna make me sweat. I purchased these off of a FabFitFun add-on sale or an edit sale or something along those lines. I'll link to the actual Wander website below because I know that those deals aren't available through FabFitFun anymore. And this product line is actually all based around beauty for travel. So that's why it's in these squeezy tubes. It's not taking up a lot of room. It's already a TSA approved size. So I really, really enjoyed using these. So I actually traveled with a travel size of this while I was on my trip, but for whatever reason, I never reached for it. And when I got home, I was ready to slather this all over my lips. They were so chapped and dry from all the flying that we did, and I don't know why I didn't use this while I was on my trip, because these absolutely rescued my lips once I got home. So I think that this deserved a special shout out. I'm nearing the end of this, as you can see, but it's this light pink balm that you put on, and when you wake up in the morning, it's still like a little bit shiny. It's a mask for your lips, so it's healing overnight. A way to get this to work faster and more effectively is to exfoliate your lips before you go in and use this. If you're just putting this on top of a bunch of dead skin, it's not really getting to the parts of your lips that will help, you know, rejuvenate it and heal it and be there the next morning, because they're not flaking off your lips. And this is a little bit pricey. It's like $20. I'm sure you've heard every single person that has a YouTube channel talk about this, because it really is that good. It's worth it. Alright, so speaking of the sunscreen that I would layer on top of that Wander Beauty moisturizer every day, it's this Coola Sport Sunscreen. I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to completely belabor the point. This is one that I discovered through FabFitFun and then later bought again in one of their add-on sales. This is the classic sunscreen. It's a white tea scent, and that's what I think smells so good. So when you squeeze this into your hand, you'll notice that it's a little bit runny. It's a little watery, but that just allows it to spread very evenly and sink in nicely to your skin so that it layers well on top of your moisturizers and skincare and under your makeup really, really well. There's no severe white cast. There's not like a really thick feeling. It doesn't have a very traditional sunscreen scent. So you can wear this every day without feeling like you're about to go walk into the beach or something. Not that the scent really matters, but I do think that it kind of changes your mindset a little bit about the product. Brian also really loved this. This is what we both used on our face for our entire trip. He hates when you get greasy sunscreen in your facial hair, and he was like, this is awesome because it's not getting stuck. I don't have white stuff all over my beard hairs. So it is also male approved, at least for the men in my life. Alright, so the next products are definitely not new by any means. These are just new to me. These are the Revlon Ultra HD Gel Lip Colors. Now, gel is an interesting way to describe these. I think that these apply much like a regular lipstick, but what's really nice about them is the shade range and the finish. So I'm wearing one today. I'm actually wearing this one in the shade 710 HD Desert. Now, the one that you've probably heard the most about is HD Sand, and that's one shade that's a little bit lighter than this, but I found that that shade looked a little bit washed out, at least from what I could tell from what was available in the store. So I decided to go one shade darker to HD Desert, and this is my perfect everyday color. It doesn't scream that I'm wearing lipstick. It really blends nicely with the natural color of my lips, and I really don't wear a lot of lip color for the amount that I own. So it's kind of funny that I went ahead and bought two of these, but I just thought that they would be so easy to throw on, a little bit moisturizing, definitely not as moisturizing as I thought that they would be. That's why I say I really think they tend to lean toward a regular lipstick formula, but I like the size of it. It has easy application. You just twist these up, twist these down. They apply nicely and easily without a mirror. You know, it's kind of just a no fuss lip product. The other shade that I have is 705 HD Dawn. This one is a little bit darker. I think that this is one that I could use for my like everyday shade in the fall or the winter, or even maybe at nighttime. So I don't know if you can really tell, but this one on the bottom is 705 HD Dawn, and this one on the top is 710 HD Desert. They're really not extremely different. I think that this HD Dawn tends to be a little bit more pink, and this one tends to be a little bit more peach, which I found the peachier tones happen to be closer to my normal lip color, and that's why they're the perfect throw on everyday nude. But I really like, as you can see, that it has that kind of like glossy finish, because especially in this time where I'm trying to heal my lips and get them back to normal after them being super duper dry on my trip, doesn't do anything to enhance the fine lines or even maybe dry patches of my lips like a typical matte lipstick would. So that's why I like kind of the glossy nature of this. I think it looks nice, looks fresh, really highly recommend. The drugstore prices are creeping up there, so these are actually $10.99 a piece, and they were not marked well in my CVS, and so I got up there and I was like, oh, okay, well, you already rung them up, so I guess we're doing it. I'm definitely going to get my use out of these. It's a good thing I liked them, but they are a little bit pricey, so just be aware of that. So another product that I've been really enjoying is this caffeine. It's from the Inky List, and this was actually sent to me by Influencer. At first when I received these, the packaging really didn't do a good job of explaining what everything was. And because I wasn't like seeking this out in the store, I wasn't an informed buyer with this product. So this is caffeine, and it listed that it was a serum. And so I was like, oh, do you use that all over your face? No, you can use it in the morning and the night, and on cleansed skin you apply a small amount to your finger and then you gently pat around the contours of your eye. That's how I discovered that this was actually an eye cream. I guess they're calling this an eye serum. To my surprise, I really ended up liking this. I've been very partial to the Origins Ginseng eye cream to brighten and depuff for a really long time, and I still love that, and I still think that it has qualities that this one will never have, like the fact that you put it on and it really does brighten, you turn your head, you know, it gives you that little bit of shine, just kind of makes you look a little bit more woken up. But this does a really good job of sinking nicely into your skin, which is something that I have issues with tons of eye creams. It's why I kept repurchasing that Origins one, and it's why I like this one so much. Now, what's really cool about this is that this retails for $7.99, and you can buy it at Sephora, which I think is crazy. I'm really glad that they're bringing in some lower priced brands. It's very simplistic. It's rivaling the ordinary. I mean, they're just listing out exactly what it is, like caffeine, which is a common ingredient used in eye creams just to kind of like depuff and tame things down. The hyaluronic acid, the ingredients are like hyaluronic acid and water. It's just all very simple, and I'm glad that these brands are keeping the price points low, keeping the products very straightforward. The packaging's not much to talk about, but simplicity is never a bad thing, so I really have enjoyed this. So if you're looking for an affordable option, you still want to shop at Sephora, you want to just be among all the pretty things, but you want to walk out of the store without crying after you swipe your card, this brand could be a really good alternative. I hesitated to talk about this next product because it's not technically available anymore, but it is no secret that I loved my Skylar Salt Air. Now, if you haven't been watching my Scent Club unboxings from this brand, I encourage you to do so because they've really come out with some unique things. Every month you get sent a roller ball. The subscription club is like 20 bucks a month, so it's very affordable. And this scent specifically smells amazing. Also, because I traveled with this, it reminds me of our trip every single time. And so now it's just bringing back good memories. It smells very fresh and crisp. It reminds me a whole lot of a scent from Anthropologie, but I'm not going to tell you which one. You can go watch my unboxing video where I walk through all of the notes and everything of this. Now, because you can't get this specific scent right now, I am really hoping that around the holidays they like bring back all of their scents and let you go buy them if you weren't a Scent Club member. Fingers crossed for that. I'm making that completely up, but that would be cool. But if you're interested in Skylar scents, what's unique about them is that they're clean, they're paraben free, they're allergy friendly, they're just a little bit healthier for you. They've taken out a lot of the crap and they've only left in the good stuff and the good smelling stuff. And so another scent that is my absolute favorite that I actually like to layer with Salt Air is Capri. Another exciting thing about this is that they are finally in some Sephora stores, which is huge because this has been an online company since as long as I've known them. I think I made my very first video about Skylar like 2 years ago, and they're just now in Sephora stores. So they're really on the up and up. Their clean fragrances are awesome. This is not sponsored by them by any means. They have no clue I'm talking about it, but if you like citrusy, fresh, summery scents, you will really like Capri. So another product that I talked about a million years ago that I feel like needed a little bit more attention was my Billie razor. I did an entire video outlining how this service works. It's a subscription razor service. It's kind of the female's answer to the Dollar Shave Club. That video outlines absolutely everything. I'm not going into the details, but these razors have just been awesome. I have a new appreciation for them this month because I traveled with just a disposable Bic razor and I hated it. I don't have super sensitive skin. I'm usually not really picky about razors, but I really hated it. Like, I felt like it gave me razor burn. I felt like it didn't have enough blades. I think think it only had like 2 or 3. This one has 5, and I didn't think that that would make a big difference to me. But what's really cool about this is that you pick your handle color, and it comes with a couple of these razors, and then they are sent to you every like 4 months or whatever frequency you choose. I just love the quality of this. Now, a lot of people have complained that the razor head pops off all the time, or that they've had a horrible experience with it and that the blades are awful. I have never had that experience, but I've used disposable razors my whole life. So when I got this one with the 5 blades, it was a huge upgrade. So I guess you need to know where I'm coming from and why I like this so much. But even some of my friends who have used the fancy expensive like Venus razors for their whole life, they even like this too. So I don't know if people are like throwing their razors around or dropping them a whole lot and this is popping off, but I truly have never had that issue. So I really do stand behind this. I'll link that Billy video in case you want to learn a little bit more, but I truly think that they're wonderful quality. They last longer than they say you should change them out. So I think they say you should change these out every 4 shaves. I think that they last way longer without rusting. They still perform really well. You can also customize the handle and get a color that you want. And another cool feature that they have is a little magnetic piece that sits in your shower, and this just hangs onto it, so it doesn't have to sit on the side and lose any of the good stuff like the aloe and lotion and stuff that's around the outside. It's just a very well thought out, great product. So figured I'd share and update you that yes, even after a year or 2, I'm still using this thing. My AirPods. This is where things start to get a little like lifestyle category. This is something that I was really hesitant about. I was like, how do those little things stay in your ears? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, nobody needs that. This is just another ploy by Apple to take our money, and it worked. Because these really are wonderful, especially because I'm on the phone a lot with my regular day job, and so this has just been really nice to wear at work. They really stay firmly in your ears. The sound quality is great. You can talk on the phone easily. When you take one earbud out, it will pause the music that you're listening to so that you don't miss anything to talk to your friend in the cube next to you. I've also really loved these in short bursts on our trip. So whenever I didn't want to get out my big headphones, or I just wanted to like listen to an Instagram story or something, I would just pop these in, pop these out. They stay charged for a really long time. You charge on the bottom using the exact same charging system that your phone uses. I don't know, I really truly think that they're worth it. They're a little bit pricey, but I actually got these from Brian for my birthday this past year, and I think that this could be an awesome thing for you to ask for. You know, 6 months is Christmas, or maybe you have a birthday coming up soon, or maybe you're looking into getting somebody really special in your life a gift. This one really, really is good. There they are. It just pops open like this, and when you have your phone next to you, like I can show you this, this is how you check the battery life on it. You just open this up and this little screen will pop up and it tells you the percentage of the case and of the actual earbuds. So it looks like I need to charge the case, and I haven't charged the case since before we went on our trip to Europe. So that was, they say charge for like a month-ish depending on how often you use it. So anyway, highly recommend. These bandanas. These are all from Madewell. Now, as you can see, most of these are tied around in a loop because I wear these in my hair all the time, and these are the perfect dirty hair savers. I'm really doing my best to wash my hair a lot less often, and on my trip, this was such an easy thing to just tie in your hair. It looks like you've done a style with it. It hides a little bit of the greasiness because it's tied right here and it looks all cute. I even wore this with a ponytail just to jazz things up a little bit. These are also cute to wear around your neck as a little scarf just to spice up really plain outfits. So I've really, really enjoyed these. These are very affordable from Madewell. They're like $12.50 a piece, and they run deals on them all the time. They have a variety of prints and colors to fit your lifestyle, your taste, your needs. So I've really enjoyed these little scarves. Another accessory type item is one that just kind of shows the power of the internet and the power of YouTube specifically. And so this is my hat that I traveled with. I love the Bucket List family. If you don't already watch them on YouTube, I don't know where your joy comes from daily, because that is the sweetest family. They have the most adorable kids. They're a family that sold everything and decided to travel the world with their 2 kids at the time. They now have 3. And every country that they visit, they try to do some sort of service project. So not only are they traveling and experiencing and meeting people from all different walks of life, they're also doing something to better those people when they enter their country. So this is their logo right here. And I was wearing this on a ferry in Dubrovnik, and I had someone come up to me and say, I love your hat. I subscribe to the Bucket List family too. It's really nice to meet you. So not only is that one family, you know, they took a chance, they went out into the world, they're doing these wonderful things, they're capturing it all for us to watch and enjoy, but they're also bringing random strangers together on ferries in Dubrovnik. So I just think that that really shows the power of YouTube, the power of the internet, and they also make really good products. And last but not least is my semi-Turkish towel. Now I say semi-Turkish towel because traditional Turkish towels are mostly this like orange material right here. It's a lot thinner, more fabric-y. It feels a little bit like a tablecloth. I don't know how else to describe this, and it's probably completely wrong. But I love that it alternates with these terry cloth stripes. These feel more like a traditional towel and makes this a lot more absorbent than a traditional Turkish towel. Because it's mix and match like terry cloth and regular Turkish towel material, it still does a good job of drying quickly. You can shake sand out of it really easily. And I love the size and the width of these towels specifically. This is from the brand The Beach People, and I picked these up in a FabFitFun add-on sale. I'll do my best to link to their regular website below. I have this in a blue color and this kind of orangey peach color. We have loved using these this summer. Like, I will choose to wash this one and use it again rather than going for the other towels that I own, which is silly of me. But we have just really enjoyed the quality, the lightweight nature of this. I can roll up 2 of them and they get pretty small, and I can fit 2 in my beach bag with all the sunscreen, books, and whatever else that I need. So they're a little bit smaller than your traditional towels when they're rolled up, but they're actually longer and wider than the ones that we're used to. So all the time spent at the pool this summer has been spent with these, and I'm super glad that I decided to purchase them because it was a really just one-off idea to go ahead and purchase those beach towels because I needed new ones. I didn't realize how much I'd actually love these. So the next product that I love is my phone case. Now this one specifically is relatively new to me. I got it in this kind of light white creamy pink color and then this other pink color, but I have always had these Speck Preciso grip cases since I've ever had an iPhone. I really am wary to trust other iPhone cases, and I know there's a ton of good ones out there. These have just never failed me, and so I'm really scared to make the switch, and I think that they're totally worth the money. These typically retail for like $39, $40, something along those lines. I got mine off Amazon for that price, and it was sold by Speck. I checked their website and it was sold for the same amount. So still a good deal, and I got it in 2 days. Now the things that I like about this is that around the edge it has this lip. So when you drop it, even if you drop it face down, your phone is not going to crack because it's actually lifted up by that lip. Another thing is that it has like shock absorption in the sides when you drop it. It's very sturdy. You can hold on to it well. I recently replaced mine for several reasons. One, it was exceptionally dirty. I've had it for over 2 years, and these little grippy things were finally beginning to peel off. But again, that took 2 years for that to happen. I also had put that phone case in new jeans a couple of times, and you know how when jeans are new and the dye kind of rubs off on things? So it had kind of changed the color of the case. I previously had mine in a gray with like a blue grippy part right here. Well, then also my roommate got a new phone and she went and bought the exact same phone case as me, and so I kept on picking up her phone thinking it was mine, and I was like, this has to end. I just went ahead and got the exact same case that I love in a new color pattern, and I really like it. It's definitely unlike me. I'm typically one for blues. Why not spice it up and get something a little bit new? New phones have recently been released, so if you're in the market, I highly recommend Speck. That is it for my hodgepodge July favorites. I also want to fill you in on my camera equipment and how I film, because I know a couple of you have been curious about that. Thanks so much for answering my questions, participating in the polls that I've been posting. I'm gonna try to be a lot more consistent for all of you. So if you like this video, then like it, stick around, subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.